name is Claire. Today I learn vocabulary word. Let's see. Lesson 11. Let's go. Hello everybody. Welcome back to Reading for Vocabulary Word. I'm Brian Stewart. We're continuing on our Unit 4. Robots. Lesson 11. Early robots. Well, in the last lesson we've talked about robots. Right? We're talking about the early robots. The robots were behind us, right? Let's learn about the history of robots. Well, yes, we're going to focus on that topic. Now, let's get started. What kinds of robots were the first robots? Let's take a look at the pictures. Here we have many kinds of robots. Robots can get in many parts. Here we have is a robot that's making machines, right? This little robot here on the top, right? Look at how is that all machinery is. Just this tiny little one is for the children to play. You see those robots. Here's the different type of robots, of course. Early robots used in factories for lifting things up. Different robot did different things. I'm not real sure what it is now. This is not a robot. This is a person, an astronaut on the moon. But the people who went to the moon in the 1916s used robots to help them get around on the moon, and also to help them guide their spacecraft and building the spacecraft to the moon. Without robots, people would not have been able to go to the moon. Here we can see some early robots, right? And some of the cute robots here. Here's our washing machines. Here's a cleaning machines. It's a kind of robot. Maybe you have one of these in your home. This is an example of a robot vacuum cleaner that goes around, cleans up the dust and the dirt in your home. So these are all examples of early robot. This is not so early, but it's still kind of a simple robot. So these pictures all show different stages in the history of robots. Next one, to turn around on a center. It looks like she's having fun, right? She's going round and round. She's turned around on a center. What is she doing, by the way? She's on a merry-go-round. Its meaning is kind of like going around in a merrily way. Merry means kind of like fun and a happy way, right? Well, she turned around on its center. She turned around on the merry-go-round, right? So we say she's rotating. To turn around, there's a center, right? So you have the center and you're turning around on the center. You're just rotating. To rotate around, the earth rotates around on the center, right? So to rotate is just to turn around. Like on a merry-go-round. Actually, when you think about on the earth, we are on a very big merry-go-round, aren't we? But we don't feel it. Next one, the foot of an animal. Oh, this is kind of cute, right? Sometimes we say, okay, hello, dog, and the dog will shake hands. It's a trick, right? And you need time to train for it. Usually those cats and dogs can do those tricks. Well, a foot of an animal, we say that paw. We don't say that foot, but we say it paw, right? Paw is the foot of the animals. Well, we say those are paws. Paws are the foot of an animal. See here, the man is shaking his hand. What the dog is real cute. Next one, to imitate. Who's this guy? He looks, maybe you didn't know who it is. He's a little bit nervous. But he's imitating a singer called Ellis Presley. If you don't know that, ask some of your ancestors. Maybe they will know, maybe not, but yes. To imitate, he's acting like Elvis Presley, right? Well, he is mimic Elvis Presley. He's imitating, he's copying, right? You know, imitate it have the same meaning as copy. But you know, if you're going to copy something, you copy a book or a machine, you copy exactly like that. But if you're going to behave or dress or act in the same way as somebody else, it's better to use mimic or imitate instead of copy, right? If you mimic somebody, you specially use that for a person who's copying the actions or the dressings or the style of that art people. Well, yes, we called it mimic. To imitate, we called it mimic. The next one, next, a wheel with teeth. So these are wheels, right? They have teeth. Not teeth that don't chew, right? But the teeth they catch in the other teeth and turn them around. Do you think like this one will turn that one, it will turn that one, and you can find these things in many machines. This is how many machines are able to do works. We said gears, gears, okay? Gears. There's almost every machine use gears to wash, to do its actions. Well, gears are a really powerful thing, right? Well, gears, it is a machine or a part that is real important for those machines to work. Okay? Or next one, to lift something up. To lift something up, what are they doing? They're raising. So to raise parts of a building to help them build that building. They are raising something to lift something up, and you raise something. What do you raise every day in school? You raise your hand. I hope you raise your hand. You should raise your hand in class. Ask your teacher questions. If you don't know the answers, raise your hand. Lift it up, okay? Next one. A bird with a heavy body and short legs. You see these birds everywhere, especially in the city, right? They're going around like this. They get the bread or they get little things from the ground. Those birds are really cute. We say them pigeons, but they're kind of dirty birds. Don't touch them, you know. Maybe you can throw them food, but you don't chase them. Don't try to touch them because that's not good for your health, actually. But these are called pigeons, and unfortunately, they go hung junk to everywhere. They go to the bathroom all over the place. It's little dirty, okay? Next one, we have important and respect. Ooh, what in the world is this guy doing? Important and respected. We say impressive, right? Maybe somebody's talking about something that makes us feel kind of like exciting, attractive, that makes us to feel that the things they're doing is important. We say, oh, you are so impressive. Impressive means something that's really important and has been respected and really attracts yourself, right? When we say those impressive, well, that's impressive. In American history, there's King Martin Jr. And he's the one who have a really big speech, and that is really impressive about black people. Right? He have made those black people to have their own fair. They can have the fair for those people, right? Because in the past, before those speech, people does not treat fair with those black people. So it's real impressive speech. Well, impressive. Okay, if you're arts, you may think it's impressive. Or maybe somebody's that thinks kind of like say, but you know, it's a matter of options. So, next one, of the present. Well, in this case, we're talking about the style. A style is of reflections of something. We're talking about here modern. You see, this bathroom is really modern, right? Of course. You know, in the past, when there's people that just use rocks, the bathroom doesn't have anything. It's not more, but in the 1000s or in those parts, they wouldn't have those things for you to go and clean your face or doing those. But now in your modern life, there's even shower or bathrooms, sinks, and those mirrors. They have many things. They even have those trapped towel. Okay. Well, next one, a type of tall plants with white or colored flowers. Oh, it looks like this. Do you know what type of flower is that? This is the lily flower. It looks really beautiful. You know, some bodies have the name Lily. So, the lily, something. You remember, lily can stay for a really long time, but if they don't have enough water for nearly one day, they can die. Well, yes, lily is very good. A person who makes and repairs clocks. A person who makes and repairs clocks, okay? Well, if they repair those clocks and make those clocks, we say clockmaker. Really easy. Clock and mark. Well, clockmakers. That's really simple. So, how simple is that? We're just putting two words together and we have a brand new word. That is combined words. Okay? Well, that is clockmaker. You know, you have maybe a watch, right? A watch. Don't say this is a clock. Say it a watch. The clock's in your hand. Don't say clock. Say watch. Okay? Well, those clockmakers also make those watch. Clocks are the one that you put on the wall. They're big. But the watch are really small. They're on your wrist. We don't use it to put on the walls. And we don't wear the clocks. Remember, they are different. Well, clockmakers. Don't say watchmaker. But if you say watchmaker, it's also good. But remember, clock and watch have different meanings, okay? So clockmaker or watchmaker. Remember the differences between clock and watch. Next one, not expected. If something that makes us surprised, it is not expected. Surprising. This man doesn't expect that he will have here. Do not say he is surprising. That's not right. If he's surprising, that means he's making somebody surprised or making a whole bunch of people surprised. If you say that someone feel like something is not expected, just say them surprised. Surprised, okay? He is surprised, that is feeling. Surprise is feeling, but surprising is describe a thing that makes him surprised. Okay? Well, and we do that with all sorts of adjectives. Like that, for example, let's take another one. A boring one. I am boring. No, if you say I'm boring, that it means that I make people bored. If you feel bad, you feel bad. You feel bored. You say you feel bored. I am bored. Okay? Don't say I am boring. Okay? So you're something that makes you feel surprised. That thing surprising you. That thing is surprising you. But if you feel that, you are surprised. Okay? Okay? Well, let's do our exercise. The doctor removed the thorns from the dog's paws. There are many gears in the clocks. You know, it's not easy to make a clock. You need to put many gears, and if you put it in a different directions, maybe just 1 millimeter, it will run out the clock in just 1 second. That's real important. You know how important gears are nouns, right? Next, the boy couldn't raise his arm because he was sick. In modern society, people live longer because they have more health care. They have more modern things for them to use in their daily life. People can use pigeons to send messages through the air. You know, before we have those telephones, those things, those telegraph. People just steal pigeons. They write on the boards, and then they use those pigeons to send the messages. The Earth rotates around the sun. That's knowledge that nearly everybody knows. The boy can mimic his uncle perfectly. The president made an impressive speech last night. Remember King Martin Luther? Yeah, that's it. I want to put in King Martin Luther make an expressive speech last night for the president. I think Martin Luther is much more better. That is a clear example of an expressive speech. Well, we've talked about vocabulary words, about the old robots in the history. Well, if you want to explore more about robots, just go and search on any kind of internet webs. If you're a really big fan of robots, just tell me, what do you know about them? Don't be shy. I don't know anything about robots. It was really shy for that. But if you know something, then you're even better than me. Just tell me about the things you know. That wouldn't be shy. That will teach many other people who don't know about robots a lot more knowledge. So just share it. Now it's time to say bye. See you next time.